All right, today, guys, I'm going to show you how to really make money in the stock market. And it's not from placing trades, it's not from developing edge. Listen, I have been teaching since August. It's 7 months now. I've been showing people exactly how to develop edge using spreadsheets and blah, blah, blah. Even I'm bored. I look at those videos and I'm like, developing edge is boring. I never want to have to develop edge again. That sucked. So we're going to pivot today to something far more profitable. How to scam a newbie day trader in 8 easy steps. First step is promise them daily income. This one hits hard because it feels like they can just replace their paycheck. It feels like they don't have to go to work anymore. They can just show up, roll out of bed hungover, barely be able to turn on their computer or laptop, and click a button, come back 45 minutes later. There you go, 400 bucks, just like that. Do that again tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and then quit and never go back to work. Make sure that you emphasize that you can do this every single day. That's really important. It doesn't matter that you can't do it every single day. You just need to convince the newbie day trader that you can, and you'll have them hooked. They love this stuff, they eat it up like candy. The next thing you want to do is make it sound really, really basic and simple. Like you don't need to go through boring earnings sheets. You don't need to know fundamentals. Don't even introduce them to macroeconomics. They don't need to know anything about reports, financial state. Like they don't need to know any of that stuff. All they need to know is something that they learned in kindergarten, how to connect the tops of lines with another line. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you keep it simple enough like that, it'll feel like anybody can do this. Next one's really important. Step three, this is really important. Now, at some point, your newbie day trader is going to figure out that this doesn't work. So you need to get out in front of this. What you want to do is tell them that the biggest reason why day traders don't get profitable is because of their psychology. See, when they start failing, they're going to automatically think, it's my head. I mean, they can't explain it. Nobody can explain it. It's in your head. It's like, let's call it FOMO. Let's call it something else that's like a real problem that real traders have so that they think they have that problem. But the most important thing is that it'll steer them away from thinking that somehow it's your fault. Somehow your day trading method is not working. It's not you, they're broken. So, how long will it take this newbie trader to get profitable? Well, obviously, they'll never get profitable, but what you want to tell them is 3 months. 3 months is the sweet spot. And here's why I say that because 3 months is a long enough runway that it motivates them to want to buy your expensive mentorship. But if it's too long, if you say 6 months, then newbie day trader, they're just going to give up. That's discouraging. But 3 months feels like if they put in a bunch of work in 3 months and they could start making $400 a day at the end of 3 months, they could quit their job. Here's my $2,200, which of course is step five. Sell the mentorship. Offer your mentorship. $2,200 is more than reasonable for the scam that you're offering. Make sure that you don't commit to anything. Make sure that, it's all above board as far as the law is concerned. Don't offer any like clear step-by-step process on how exactly they're going to get profitable. Make sure that they don't track stuff. Just make sure that there's not much going on. It's just them feeling things in the market. And if they don't feel it in the profitability, then, it's in their head, right? We discussed that already. All right, once you get all that money from your mentorships, your next step is to go out, rent a Lambo, and go on a nice vacation. Nothing but Lambos and palm trees. You want to take pictures constantly. Constantly be showboating, nighttime, daytime, by the pool, eating a fancy meal, whatever it is. Post those pictures constantly because they'll get in the newbie's head. They'll think, man, I can have that. But, obviously don't take a picture of you taking the Lambo back to the rental company. You want to stop before that. Anyways, I'm sure you figured that out. Step seven is to lean into that. Now that you've done that, you have a huge following on Instagram and X and Reddit. Now what you want to do is post your P&L shots constantly, like more than once a day. You want to be posting P&L screenshots. You want to be posting all your wins. Never post a loss. Never post a loss. That's a bad idea. You want to post monthly profit calendars. You want to post uh, your charts. You might want to adjust them. Take the chart from today, and you can probably figure out, maybe with AI or something like that, figure out how to put the little arrows on the chart to show, where you would have got in if you had taken that trade, if you'd actually taken it. I mean, obviously you didn't because, you probably can't trade. But, post the picture that looks like you traded. This is going to create so much FOMO in your newbies. It's going to lean into the psychology thing even more. They're going to think, man, I wish you could get my psychology right. Then I'd be profitable. The last step is show them how much money you can make. So what you want to do, show them the math. So if they make $400 today and that compounds, then the next day they could make $800. And then the next day they go in with more money. So the next day they can make $1,600. And then by the end of the week, they would actually be making like $3,200, which I would, one week would be like 100 and no, you know what, that probably won't work. You know what? Actually, scratch step eight. If you show them the numbers and it shows like an 800% return on the month, the gig's up. They'll probably figure that out. So don't show them those kind of numbers. Just show them the numbers that you can make every day. Don't show them the compounded growth, the like 6 trillion% that they can make on the year, whatever it is. Just show them each day. That way they'll stay hooked and it'll stay believable. So if you've never touched a spreadsheet, if you truly believe that you have edge, but you've never logged a trade in a spreadsheet, you've never reviewed a trade, that's totally fine. Just follow this 8-step guide on how to scam a newbie trader. Now, in full disclosure, I personally have never done this myself. I've only traded profitably. I've never actually scammed a newbie trader, but I've seen it done lots on YouTube and X and Reddit. And so I went and I studied how it's done, and I'm happy to be able to give this how to scam a newbie day trader in 8 steps framework to you. I hope you have success with it.